I told a gay dude that my buddy was gay so I could hang out with this chick. And buddy's a strong word. This past summer, I was going to a wedding for literally one of my best friends since my freshman year of college. We were roommates together. I've known his girlfriend since sophomore year of college. Like, perfect couple. And one of those weddings where you're just super excited to go. And we had a mutual acquaintance that we both knew. He knew him from work. I knew him because he knew my buddy who was getting married. And he basically invited himself to this wedding. I had a +1 that I wasn't using. He kind of manipulated his way into this wedding, like called my buddy, was like, hey, heard Tom has a +1, basically invites himself to this wedding. And then I didn't find out till it was already too late, like we were leaving the next day. And I call my buddy who's getting married because this dude is bitching about me not giving him enough notice to go to the wedding, like my plans for leaving for the wedding. I'm like, bruh, I'm the one that got invited to the fucking wedding. You tagged along. So, like, just stay in your lane. Anyway, I'm up there to see my buddy get married, and I'm hanging out with my friend. We'll call him Kyle, one of my best friends from growing up. And every time Kyle and I get together, we basically just drink until we black out and do a bunch of stupid shit. Like, it's just how it goes. So, the first night, me and Kyle killed a bottle of bourbon. Kind of the whole weekend, everyone had been, at least on the bachelor side, was talking about the maid of honor, you know. And she was a really pretty girl. If you ever watched this, she was beautiful, actually. And there was a couple guys say like, "Oh yeah, like I'm gonna see if she wants to hang out." And I've never been that type of guy, right? Like I don't pull like that. If you're interested in me, then I'll show some interest in you. The bridesmaid had a gay guy in the bridal party, and again, like I don't care if you're gay or not. It's just obviously as a straight guy, it's nothing. It's not homophobic or hateful. When there's single girls at this wedding, you don't necessarily want to walk that out with a gay dude. Now, luckily, I didn't have to do that, but after the wedding, I was kind of hitting it off with the maid of honor, and then I realized we don't have a place to go because the bridal party all had their different rooms, and this wedding venue was awesome. It was all these different cottages, but everybody had a roommate, right? Like I had a couple guys in my room, she had a couple girls in her room. She actually had the gay dude in her room as one of her roommates, so it was like all these suites with multiple beds. So it's not like you were going to go alone anywhere with somebody. I'm absolutely hammered at this wedding, and I'm already irritated that I had to bring a kid that I thought my buddy wanted at the wedding, and then when we talked the day before the wedding, he's like, "Oh, that fucking guy," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that fucking guy, like what the fuck?" So as the night went on, I'm drinking, I'm like, man, I'm really hitting it off with the maid of honor, like I'm not going to be able to capitalize on this opportunity, if you know what I'm saying. So at one point, there was like an after party after the after party, right? So we're all the bridal party and the parents and close friends are in this huge honeymoon suite that they had for the couple, and I'm out back smoking a cig, just to give you an idea of the levels I'm at. I take a break from my cig, walk in through the party, and I walk out in the hallway to just get some water and give myself a minute. And when I come around the corner to go back into the room, the gay dude's standing there like he's been waiting for me. And I'm like, oh, shit, what's going on here? And he's like, so, Thomas, your friend that you came with. I'm like, I already know where this is going, right? In my head, I'm like, oh, we'll make up names. I'm like, oh, Rick? He's like, yeah, Rick, what's Rick's deal? I'm like, he's gay. He's gay. Gotta be gay. I said, but he's one of those real closeted gays. He's got a girlfriend. He's real confused. He doesn't know he's gay yet. And when I tell you, this gay dude's eyes lit up like, he's like, oh, really? Well, I'll have to talk to him. Like, you take him back to my room. You do your thing, brother. Take him. He's all yours. So I go back in. I'm hitting it off with the maid of honor. I'm like, this was a chestnut checkers situation for me, right? Because I got rid of my annoying friend and the gay dude all in one shebang. So I'm like, I don't even care whatever the hell happens there. That's not my problem. And I go on with my night. So me and the girl, we hit it off. And again, like I said, I wasn't like trying to hook up with her or anything. We ended up back in her room, and we had the room to ourselves. So I was honestly just laying there. We were watching, TikToks together and talking. And mind you, this whole time I have no idea what's going on between the kid that came with me and the gay dude. I have no idea. I'm focused on getting to know this girl. But there was another bridesmaid there who was rather not light in the shorts. That's a way to put it. And she was out talking to my buddy Kyle. So I'm thinking like, shit, I'm about to have a hotel room suite to myself, like at this little awesome wedding venue. Like, it's been a great night. It might even get better. Like, who knows what's going to happen? And no joke, like, we're in there talking or whatever, and the large girl swings the door open, comes flying in crying. And she's like, Kyle said he wouldn't sleep with me in the same bed, even if it was an Alaskan king. Well, I literally just bust out laughing because I know my buddy Kyle, and we've been drinking all night together. So I'm like, yeah, hey, you know what? Kyle will tell you you're fat, and he'll tell you he wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Like, he ain't shy to say that, especially when he's been drinking. And whether you think he's a dick or not, like, it's one of those things, like, to me, I'd rather just hear the truth. That's something that I think, especially, I'm not saying you can't say the truth in a very diplomatic or politically correct way. Not that me and my buddies do, but it's one of those things like, hey, if you ain't interested, and you have every right to say that. So I roll over and I'm trying not to like let these chicks see me laughing, and she's like, oh, what happened? And me and the maid of honor, we end up getting up and going out to this foyer in this hotel room, and we would go out to this foyer in this hotel, and I'm sitting there with Kyle. He's smacking Taco Bell, and he's like, she asked me if I'd sleep on the same bed as her with the Alaskan king. I said, hell no. I'm like, hey, brother, I get it. And I'm like, am I upset that I lost my opportunity? Not really, because honestly, that part was absolutely hilarious. I won't sleep with you even if it's an Alaskan king. What a legend. What a legend for that. Shout out Kyle. Kyle, you know who you are. Anyway, we're out there for a long time, and I think we probably are out in the foyer just talking. And like I said, it ended up being a great night. For me, like, I know there's a lot of guys out there like, oh yeah, man, I sleep with hella girls, but I hook up with that many chicks. Like, I don't really care. I think, honestly, like, who really cares? At the end of the day, like, nobody cares how many chicks you sleep with. I don't think that's any type of, I don't think that defines who you are as a man whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I think it's better to have self-control and just find a girl worth being with, because then that really makes all the sex and hooking up and all the stuff that we're so focused on in our society today, that actually makes it worth it if you do it with somebody you actually enjoy hanging out with. So anyway, we're out bullshitting, talking for a couple hours, and honestly, the hefty bridesmaid who I walked down the aisle with, she was the one that actually kind of hooked me up with the maid of honor and like put that opportunity in front of me. So I wasn't mad that it didn't work out at all, and we were out there talking. And then, long story short, at one point in the night, I don't remember if it was Kyle or someone else that told me, but they're like, "Did you hear about what happened with the gay dude and the kid that came with you?" And I'm like, no. What happened? Apparently, the guy that rode up to the wedding with me and invited himself to this wedding, basically, took the gay dude back to his room and was like, they were like in there together, and he just started taking off all his clothes and changing his clothes in front of the gay dude, knowing that the gay dude has like significant interest in him. So, when I heard that part of the story, me and my buddies were just so thrown off. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, take the homophobic part out of it. Like, if you're in a cage with a tiger, you're not just gonna start rubbing a bunch of raw meat all over yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we were like, why are you tempting fate, dude? Like, what are you doing? Like, maybe he really is a deeply closeted homosexual and nobody really knew, because we just thought it was the strangest thing. Like, it's one thing to be nice. Like I said, like, I've hung out with gay guys before. Like, it's nothing weird, because you just make it very clear from the beginning. Hey, I like women. No offense to you guys. I just like chicks. You know what I mean? So when we heard that he was like, changing his clothes in front of this dude, and apparently they had some deep conversation, and it got so hot and heavy for the gay guy that he ran out of the room, said he couldn't do this anymore, and went running to wherever he went running. So basically, this kid ran the gay dude out of his room. and when we heard that, like I said, we were just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's just really weird. It was just a weird night. And again, it was a great wedding. Shout out to my roommate from freshman year of college, one of my best friends, and he's married an amazing girl. Just great people all the way around. And one of those weddings where it's just like is two people are right for each other. I think I do truly believe you can feel that type of shit in the air. And there's nothing better than seeing one of your good friends get married just to the right person. And so that part of it was a really awesome experience. But the part that I just told you guys about the gay dude was that was crazy. That was crazy. Now that I'm sitting here talking about it out loud, like, and he didn't say a word about it to me on the ride home. Now, granted, I didn't say a word about telling them that I told the gay dude he was gay. So that part's on me too. But I was like, you know what? After what I heard, I just didn't want to talk to him in the car. I was like, it's gotten weird enough. I'm just gonna just ride home, drop this kid off, and I haven't talked to him since. So, but that was one of the funniest stories. And like I said, the fact that I really did, I'm smoking my cig, hammered, came into the hallway, and I'm see this golden opportunity. I'm like, ooh, this is a little bit of chestnut checkers. Like, oh yeah, he's gay. He's definitely gay. And it was, there's never, I don't know if anyone ever like has had this same experience, and I don't know how else to explain it except if you have 2 or 3 really good buddies, and my buddy who's getting married, my roommate from college, and my buddy Kyle, we're calling him Kyle. When you have like 2 or 3 good friends in a huge group of people, and you guys have like this inside joke that you're able to just kind of observe and laugh about, it makes those type of events that much better. Because like we were in the honeymoon suite that the couple was in for like 4 or 5 hours after the after party, after the celebration, after the wedding. So we're in there just dying, watching this kid flirt back and forth with this gay dude. Like they are in each other's grills, like infatuated with each other. And we're like dying because I'm like, when I came back from the hallway with the gay dude, my buddy Mitch and Kyle looked at me and you're like, you told him that Rick was gay, didn't you? They're like, you told him he was gay, didn't you? I'm like, I did tell him he was gay. So we got to just sit there and absolutely die about it. It was us two and the bride. We were just sitting there fucking crying because it just worked out so perfectly. And then, the other stuff that happened, that had nothing to do with us. That was just the way it went. But one of my favorite stories, honestly, one of my favorite weddings of all time, and just an awesome memory. And, of course, it could be a real story. It could be a movie script. That's for me to know and you to try to find out. So that's today's episode, and we'll be back with more soon. Talks with Tom.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street getting paid, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by the lake till I can't